welcome back to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Stern on Spreaker Radio, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon. It is October 16, 2015. A lot to talk about in the world of sports, so let's get right to it. It's been a while since I've done one in Portland, though. To be honest with you, it's been months, really. I just do this on the road, so this is kind of one of those rare moments where I get to do something here, which I really like. So again, topics on the plate today. The Patriots go to Indy on Sunday. Obviously, we know the Deflategate story, so that should be pretty interesting. How much are the Patriots going to win by? Is really the question. The Colts don't look good at all this season. Andrew Luck's coming off his first games injured. Van Hasselbeck's played really well the last 2 weeks. I mean, he went 2-0. Right now, Andrew Luck's leads, it's second in the league in interceptions right now, even though he missed 2 games. So that says a lot about again, how much the Colts rely on Andrew Luck, and when he's not producing, the team is not doing well. Can Florida win without Will Grier? I'm going to talk about that. Will Grier did get suspended for the rest of the season for using PEDs. He was found positive testing for PEDs. Again, Florida was a team that really looked good. Their defense is absolutely amazing. They go down to Baton Rouge this weekend. We're going to find out how great that Florida defense is in Baton Rouge, because it's really hard to win down there. That atmosphere is one of the best in college football. USC has gone through a lot the last couple weeks. They lost to Washington last Thursday, in a home game where they really were a favorite. They were a 17-point favorite. They should have won. They lost. And on top of that, more comes out about their head coach, Steve Sarkisian, and then he's fired. So, again, I support his firing 100%. And I'll talk about that in a minute. America's baseball team. Again, we have the Cowboys as America's football team. America's baseball team right now, and we know who they are. I'm not going to mention the name, obviously, because I'll bring it up later. But this team is a team that's rolling right now. They play tonight, so it should be pretty interesting how they move forward in the playoffs. And again, they have my support, really. I'm a Yankees fan, and I didn't think we were going to make the playoffs. I'm glad we're out, just because it took me out of my misery for the season. But still, playoff baseball is really fun to watch, if you ask me. And then finally, Lamar Odom. There's a lot developing in the last hour that I'm going to talk about. And realistically, how the media is portraying it is just horrible to me. I think that the media sometimes doesn't do their research, and honestly, they need to be put on blast for it. So this will be my moment to do that today. So again, thank you so much for listening to the Spicy Sports Show. It's going to be a really good show. Football this weekend. A lot of games that should be pretty good, if you ask me. I think there's a lot of teams that are going to get their moment where they're going to get challenged. And let's start with the undefeated teams. I mean, last night, the Falcons were 5-0 to start the season. They go into New Orleans, and again, New Orleans hasn't had a great season so far. They were 1-4 coming into the game. Their offense was really struggling. Their defense was just awful. But somehow, in that stadium, when you get down to New Orleans, that stadium is a college football-like atmosphere in the sense that it is just rocking from beginning to end, from first quarter to fourth quarter. Doesn't matter. When the defense is rolling, I mean, that stadium is rocking as much as any in football, not in just NFL football. I mean, Drew Brees played phenomenal, 30 of 39, 312 yards. And Ben Watson, I mean, he's a player who's been around the league for a while, most notably playing with the Patriots. He had a career night, 10 receptions, 127 yards in the score. And the Saints, again, they're not. Again, that's a huge hole to dig out of when you're 2-4 right now. Can they do it? Again, it's Drew Brees. He's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, if you ask me. His potential is phenomenal. The weapons that they have are really good. It's just a matter of that defense stepping up, and special teams stepped up huge last night. A blocked punt, which we haven't seen in that stadium. It's funny because when they opened the stadium again, I think it was in 2006, it was maybe 18 months or so after Katrina happened, Steve Gleason had a blocked punt, and it rocked. That stadium was just rocking and rolling after that. And that's in the beginning. That's when you knew the stadium was back. New Orleans was back. That's when the Saints started to create this new winning mentality. And over the last 10 years, the Saints have become from a franchise that's really one that, hey, we're playing the Saints, we're going to win this game, to, hey, we're playing the Saints, this is going to be a good team. Um, and again, they're 2-4 right now, but I think they do have some potential to get back to 500. It's just going to be really, really hard to do so. But again, I'm not going to put any doubt. I'm not going to doubt that that's going to happen, because when Drew Brees is on, that offense is clicking um, on all cylinders. Now, of course, Sunday's games are going to be phenomenal. So, of course, without further ado, let's talk about some NFL. Redskins Jets Sunday. It's actually a pretty good game if you ask me. Jets 3-1 to start the season. Redskins, they're starting to come back. Kirk Cousins looks pretty good. One of the best running backs in the league is playing Chris Ivory. He's played really well so far. 314 yards and 3 TDs so far on the season. This is going to come down to defense, I think, and the Jets have the defense to do it. I think Fitzpatrick's, again, he's not turning the ball over as he used to in Tennessee and Buffalo. So if the Jets can keep the turnovers to a minimum, I think the Jets can come out on top. Next game, Cardinals Steelers. That'll be on Fox at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So Cardinals 4-1 destroyed the Lions last week. They come into Pittsburgh to a Steelers team that, again, is not as great defensively as in previous years. They have a lot of young talent defensively, and the Cardinals are just absolutely rolling teams. Not just offensively. I mean, Carson Palmer is as healthy as he's been in his career. He's turning back the clock back to his days with the Bengals, so going back 10 years. But for the Steelers, it's just a matter of, can Michael Vick be the Michael Vick that can make a dynamic play here or there, but really just hand the ball off to Le'Veon Bell. So if they can do that, I could see the Steelers coming out on top. For me, though, at the end of the day, I have the Cardinals going to 5-1 on the season. Chiefs-Vikings. The Chiefs lost Jamal Charles for the season. That's huge no matter where you're going, no matter what team. When you lose one of the best running backs in the league, it's going to be tough to replace. On the other hand, the Vikings do have one of the best running backs in the league, Adrian Peterson, and they're playing really well right now. Chiefs are a surprising 1-4 to start the season. I thought they'd be a little bit better, but now that Charles is out, I just have no confidence in Alex Smith, really, because he needs to rely on that running game. And again, when he causes turnovers, which he rarely does, it's a problem. And that Vikings defense gets pretty hungry, so I'm going to go with the Vikings here. Up next, Bengals and the Bills. It's going to be in New York. The Bills are 3-2 to start off the season, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that's going to go. Because, again, the Bills are a team that, when they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're really bad. And they're playing a team in the Bengals that is really good. The line says that Cincinnati's a favorite by 3 points. Andy Dalton's having a great year, over 1,500 yards passing, 11 TDs. Giovanni Bernard's been fantastic. And A.J. Green, again, is one of the best receivers in the league, hands down. For Buffalo to win, they're going to have to cause turnovers. Tyrod Taylor is projected to play, and actually LaShawn McCoy's been upgraded to play after he initially thought, reports initially said that he was going to be out until November. So I'm going to go with the Bengals, though. The Bengals coming up huge in this game. Bears and Lions. If you were to tell me one of these teams was going to be 2-3 to start the season and the other one be 0-5, I would definitely have said the Lions would be the 2-3 team and the Bears be 0-5. It's reversed. Bears are 2-3, Lions 0-5, and a lot of it has to do with Matthew Stafford, believe it or not. He's a great quarterback, and he's got a lot of money, but lately he just caused a lot of turnovers. And he got benched last week for Dan. I don't know where the end zone is. Orlovsky, Calvin Johnson. Again, having another pretty good year. But if Jay Cutler can get it together, I have the Bears winning. Don't get me wrong, I think it's going to be offensive contest. I think it's probably going to be 38-35, but I'm still going with the Bears in this one. Broncos and Browns, two teams that are always competing back and forth. At least the Browns are starting to get a little bit better. The Broncos are 5-0, but they're not the 5-0 that realistically should be that good. Peyton Manning he's only thrown 6 touchdowns, but I think he's thrown about 6 or 7 interceptions. That's not Peyton Manning old, so he's in the back end of his career. The way the Broncos are winning games is Peyton Manning is throwing maybe a TD and then relying on the running game, and which really is not that much, but it's mainly defense. And mainly defense and special teams. And honestly, the Browns actually look like a team to upset the Broncos. So for this week, and this week only, I'm picking the Browns to upset the Broncos. I just think Josh McCown played phenomenal against the Ravens last week. I think he threw for over 450 yards passing. and the Browns look pretty good, so I'm going to pick the Browns to upset the Broncos here. Texans Jaguars. It's a good game. If you like the toilet bowl game in terms of two teams that are really aren't that great, Texans Jaguars. I'm picking the one who has the better quarterback, and I'm going with Blake Bortles and the Jaguars over the Texans. Another game that really doesn't pay too much interest. It's in Nashville. Titans and Dolphins. Going with a team that has a more reliable quarterback, Mariota, over Tannehill. Panthers Seahawks. Panthers are another undefeated team right now. And the Seahawks are 2-3 right now. This is a must-win for the Seahawks if they're going to come back. It's in Seattle. Again, the Panthers have gotten away with a lot because they don't have a lot of offensive talent. They've been relying on a great defense. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, maybe 10-7, 14-10. It's in Seattle, so I don't pick against Seattle. Going with the Seahawks. Chargers Packers. Packers have been phenomenal. It's in Lambeau. Rodgers does not play terribly in Lambeau, although he threw 2 interceptions last week. Again, going with a better quarterback here. Packers, over Chargers. Ravens 49ers. This is a rematch of the Super Bowl a couple years ago. These two teams are reeling right now, really looking for a win, trying to find their identity here. Joe Flacco probably is the better quarterback of the two right now. They don't have... If Steve Smith is healthy, then yeah, I'm going with the Ravens. Otherwise, going with the Niners. Patriots and Colts, man. This is going to be huge in terms of how... Again, Deflategate went on. That was huge. I don't care that Andrew Luck's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Again, he hasn't played that like that this season. And Tom Brady and the Patriots are steamrolling opponents right now. I'm picking the Patriots 42-10, easy. And finally, on the Monday night game, Giants-Eagles. It's two teams that really are this is a must-win for both, and it's a divisional matchup. It's in Philadelphia, however, going with the Giants in this one. These games are going to be pretty fun to watch this weekend. Again, a lot of divisional matchups. Again, we already saw the Falcons and Saints last night. Lions and Bears, if you're looking for divisions. In a divisional matchup, Texans, Jaguars. But again, the one that's most intriguing to me would be the Giants and Eagles. The Eagles are a team that got a win last week over New Orleans. And I think at the end of the day, for the Eagles to win this game, DeMarco Murray needs to have his touches. We saw last week when he finally gets his touches after complaining earlier in the week, a couple weeks ago, that he didn't get enough touches. Hey, look, when he gets his touches, yeah, he'll produce, and we saw that. I think he had about 80 yards in the score on the day. So that's what it's going to take for the Eagles to win. However, the Giants have been playing absolutely out of their minds recently, beating some pretty good teams in the process, and Eli Manning is starting to show that he's a good quarterback. Again, he's won a couple Super Bowls, but people, again, when he doesn't win the Super Bowls, the team in the other seasons, really, he doesn't make the playoffs. Or at least when he makes the playoffs, he gets knocked out in the first round. So at the end of the day, though, the Giants are the better team of the two. Again, I don't care that it's in Philadelphia for this one. I'm going with the Giants. Huge. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some college football. A huge game last night between Stanford and UCLA. Really, one of those teams now is... It's a team that realistically I didn't think after week one would get to be a team that would really do well, to be honest with you. I just thought this was a team that they were done for after week one, but they've rebounded huge. And I'm going to talk about that after the break. So, we're going to play some music here. Here is, if I can pull it out on here. Here is You're On by Maddie and on the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Strone on Spreaker Radio.